How has your day been, everyone? I want to talk today about how to handle vulnerability. First, I want us to look into what it means to be vulnerable. Vulnerability refers to the state of being susceptible to harm, injury, or exploitation due to various physical factors. These factors can be, as we know, physical, emotional, or psychological, social, or economic in nature. The types of vulnerability that we have: number one, the physical vulnerability, the susceptibility to physical harm or injury. Emotional vulnerability, that's number two, openness to emotional pain or distress. Number three, I want to talk about psychological vulnerability. When you are facing series of manipulation that can lead to your mental health being in a state of harm, a lot of things that can subject your mental health to a kind of harm, like body shaming, when somebody is using how God creates you to bully you. It can rob you of your self-esteem. So this is what we call psychological vulnerability. And then number four, which is social vulnerability. Social vulnerability is weakness in your social relationship or with your support network. When you are feeling inferior towards all other persons around you, or your workplace colleague, or your subordinates. Number five, which is economic vulnerability. This is the worst in all these states of vulnerability I've been mentioning. Economic vulnerability, dependence on others or limited financial resources. When you are dependent on others before you can spend, they can freely trample on your human rights, and you will not be able to protest or to complain because your survivor depend on such an individual. We see this in relationship with employee and employer, both the house girl and madam, and other source of economic vulnerability. Now, I want to talk about the characteristics of vulnerability. Number one, exposure to risk or harm. Two, limited control or agency. Three, dependence on others, like I said, like I mentioned. Number four, susceptibility to exploitation. Number five, increased risk of harm or injury. Now, there are factors that can contribute